See, this event started a day late out of our normal schedule, basically, but it was scheduled this way because our angler for Championship Monday. For those of you who don't know, obviously this event started a day late out of our normal schedule, basically, but it was scheduled this way because our anglers went from one event to the other, back-to-back events, and it was 9-hour drive time, so it would have put our Sunday anglers at a disadvantage. We never want to put them at a disadvantage. So this event started on Friday, which made Friday and Saturday the first 2 days, and rather than Championship Sunday, we had semifinal Sunday, and now we have Championship Monday, and that's what got us here. It makes total sense, right? No, not at all. But we are going to crown a champion. We started with 108 anglers, cut it down to 50, and 12 of them went out today. So the top 12 competing here, and our leader right now from the great state of Tennessee, Wesley Strader. We got any Wesley Strader fans? Unbelievable career he's had in the FLW Tour. He made 17 championships. I think he's won 3 tour-level events over there. And just 3 events into his Elite Series career could get an Elite Series victory in front of his home state crowd. But you guys have been phenomenal. I mean, the law enforcement, especially the ones I dealt with today at the tower, if you watch Bassmaster Live, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, tune in, and you never know what's going to happen. But law enforcement, all the people that have helped with the park and everything, been phenomenal here this week, Trip, and it's been another great event here at Kentucky Lake.
Don't tell me you climbed the tower.
I did. I found out that's illegal, Trip.
The tower may not hold you, Dave.
Well, it did, thankfully, and I was questioning that myself, but officer of the law was kind enough to come over and explain the rules to me. But the best thing, this is the truth to that story. You want to know the truth? We never set anything up. On TV, you think, oh, wow, they got this cop to play along and everything. We really did go just to climb the tower. And we climbed the tower, and then all of a sudden, an officer of the law did show up. And he pulls up and he says, do you know what the fine is for climbing that tower? And I said, no, but I think I'm about to find out. And I walked closer to the car, and he goes, Bassmaster Live, you can climb on anything you want in town. So he was a bass fishing fan, and he's hoping Skeet Reese wins here today, as a matter of fact. So we'll see how it all works out, but it was a lot of fun, and it did hold me.
Okay, all right, I'll take your word. It's been what a splendid day in Tennessee, and I certainly want to thank David Hamilton, the Paris Chamber of Commerce, Joan and all of our staff here at Paris Landing State Park. All of our volunteers. It's been a super week, Dave, and had a little weather the first week. The last 2 days have been great. Had a little storm yesterday, come right through way in, kind of cooled it off, made it nice. But, Kentucky Lake is great. I see Bill and Chris up here. I go way back in the Red Man days, and always love coming here. And it's a fantastic fishery. And I want to touch on the Asian carp deal. I talked about it in the briefing the other night, and I asked the anglers, go a little bit easy on social media. And it kind of got out there that Bass was trying not to talk about it. That's the furthest thing from the truth. What we were trying to do was focus on this tournament, on these great anglers, and what happens this week. And the barometer is right here at the scales. The lake, they've caught a lot of fish. If you got a tournament planned here, come on down. The fishing's good. It's going to get better as they get out on the ledges. FLW will be here in a couple of weeks, and those guys will probably stroke them out there on the ledges. But having said that, we're all concerned, everyone. I know FLW, us, Bass, Gene Gilliland, our conservation director, Game and Fish folks, we're concerned about this Asian carp deal because we don't really know where it's going to go, and we're scared what can happen to this great fishery and a lot of great fisheries up and down the Tennessee River, off the Mississippi, Illinois River, Ohio. And so contact your local legislatures. There is a public meeting here, I think, in a couple of weeks. Just like what happened in Louisiana with House Bill 391, there was a grassroots campaign for rights for anglers, which is what all of us should be for, or anglers' rights in public waters. And they had a groundswell of support. We never thought that bill would get out of committee. It did. So we're looking forward to bigger and better things there. And certainly here, contact your local government officials, your legislators, and let them know you're concerned about this invasive species, Asian carp invasion, what it's going to do to your fishery, because it's huge. Fishing, we all know, especially bass fishing, is huge to this economy all up and down Kentucky Lake, Tennessee River, Barkley, everywhere. Get involved. That's what it takes.
It really does, and I say it all the time, and this isn't just for our crowd right here. Everybody watching online right now, anglers are the most powerful group You know, the amount of anglers there is all around the world, we could sway any vote, anything you wanted to do. But the problem with us is we're too busy fishing most of the time, let's be honest. So make a difference for the future, and really just act and contact your congressperson. And one other thing I want to talk about, Trip, that happened today, totally organically. If you were watching Bassmaster Live, all week we've talked about autism awareness and what our anglers, the program they put together. You see all our anglers wearing these bracelets. I think Yamaha has some, Hook has some. They stuck around. They're selling them. All the money goes to autism awareness and that great program. It's run by the anglers. But one of the coolest things that happened was Skeet Reese started challenging people, some of his sponsors, and he said he was going to give $5 for every pound of fish he catches in these last 2 events. And then he challenged his sponsors, and Trocar stepped up, and a bunch of companies, General Tire stepped up, a bunch of companies stepped up, and then a bunch of anglers started stepping up. You know, I chimed in on it, but Davey Heights supported it. Mark Rose from FLW supported, all sort of just showing how powerful the angling community is right there, the difference that they made. Whether Skeet wins or loses this tournament, no matter how it works out, he's raised an incredible amount of money, and that's because of an incredible angling community. So give yourselves a round of applause, and thank you all very much. Now, I think we're about ready to weigh some fish. I mean, we normally say how much we love Championship Sunday, but Championship Monday is pretty good too.
Doesn't matter what day championship is on. It's always fun, and we've got a lot of anglers back here. This thing's going to come down to the wire, and we have great anglers here. They're going to show what Kentucky Lake is made of, and I'm excited to get this done.
Are you guys ready? Okay, you guys have the hardest job all week. I get it, okay? It's Monday. A whole bunch of suckers got stuck in work. You guys aren't those suckers. And now, normally this field is a sea of people, and I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I'm not going to tell you this is a giant crowd, but this is a passionate crowd. And I think this crowd cares enough about bass fishing. They're here on Monday that you guys can sound even louder than that giant crowd. What do you guys think? You've seen it before. When we spin these towels, you get really, really loud. So I'm going to try it out. 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay, it's hot. I don't want you to burn out before we get started. We got 12 anglers. I need you to blow the leaves off the trees with every single one of them. One more time. Tennessee, let me ask you, are you ready? Let's get ready to welcome our very first angler, all the way from Gilbert, Arizona, a multiple-time Geico Bassmaster Classic qualifier, and he's rolling in a Berkeley-wrapped and Nitro Mercury. Get loud for Josh Bertrand. Started the day with 52 pounds and 7 ounces. All he needs is 7 pounds, 3 ounces to load our hot seat, but a bunch more to stay there till the very end. 52.7 at the start of today. Looking for 7.3, 17 pounds and an ounce. There's your brand new leader with 69 pounds and 8 ounces at the Berkeley Bassmaster Elite on Kentucky Lake, presented by Abu Garcia. 69 pounds, 8 ounces, going to weigh that for Phoenix Boats Big Bass. Obviously going to take over for the day, 4-2, and that's going to take over for the day. But another Sunday appearance here, and that never gets old, I know.
Yeah, a Monday appearance.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yes, yeah.
You call us out every time we say something up here weird. So, yeah, it was awesome fishing on a Monday for the final day today. It's been a really, really fun week. You know, fishing was challenging, honestly, all week long. You know, the lake still got a lot of fish in it, but they're in a lot of different phases, and, you know, with that water that fell early in the week, we had the fish completely changing their, you know, what they were doing and their patterns. You know, I started out just flipping a pit boss around, and that's what I did the first 2 days, and I caught a ton of fish doing it, but it started to get a lot tougher to get bit doing that, so I went deep the last 2 days, and I cranked a dredger, I threw a big worm around, and, you know, I actually had probably the last 2 days I caught more fish. Today I just was never able to get that big bite, but it's been an awesome week, and thank you all for coming out on a Monday. I don't know if anyone had to take off work, but we really appreciate it. It means a lot to us.
It means a lot to me that you're here, and I want to congratulate you in a great tournament. You're not going anywhere. Josh Bertrand loads our hot seat. Let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep them rolling through. Our next angler, a 5-time Bassmaster winner, a former Forest Wood Cup champion, and the 2014 Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year from Gonzales, Louisiana, the Hack Attack, Greg Hackney. He thought he was out, started to head home, but we pulled him back in here, snuck into the top 12, and can gain some serious Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year points here today with the right performance. Started the day with 52 pounds, 9 ounces. 5 fish to add to that here. Looking for 17 even to take the lead. 14-1 gives him 66 pounds, 10 ounces. But let's hear it for Greg Hackney. Made it through a gauntlet of Elite Series assassins. $66 pounds, 10 ounces, and Greg, you know, as we kind of joked about, you thought you were done at this deal, but snuck into a Monday, a championship round performance here, and all you can do is gain some points here today.
Yeah, it's been a good week. I fished good. I enjoyed. I always enjoyed coming to Kentucky Lake this time of the year. I pretty much just fished bushes all week. I caught the 90% of my fish flipping bushes with a strike king rage bug. I just like it when they're spawning. You just had to go and go and go to get bit. But I'm going to tell you a little story. 19 years ago tomorrow, I got married. Tomorrow's my anniversary. The day after I got married, I left and come here for a tournament. The first 6 years of my career, I spent every anniversary here. So, Julie, tomorrow I will be home for our anniversary.
There's no better spot to spend your anniversary than Paris, my friend. I mean, it's very romantic.
Yeah, it is. It's always awesome to come to Kentucky Lake. You know, this year's a little different because the last few years that we've been here, you know, it's been more of an offshore deal. And, you know, I know there's been a lot of talk about the carp. The carp are a problem, there's no doubt. You know, we don't know exactly what they're doing. But right now, the lake is still in good shape, still has a lot, you know, a big fish population. And, you know, hopefully something will happen. Maybe they'll get a virus like the bass do sometimes and die out. But if there's anything, if anybody knows anything, it is something that hadn't, you know, the Mississippi River's had them. It's where they started at first, and then they came here. But you would think after they've been here too long, they will cause a problem. And we do need to get on top of it as anglers and figure out something. You know, we need to get the state involved. Maybe it's a federal deal, you know, but we do need to do something about it because out of all the places we go, the Tennessee River by far has the biggest fish population and is one of the favorite places on every angler's list to go every year. And it doesn't matter if we're Kentucky Lake, Pickwick, Gunnersville, or where. And so this is a major problem, and we definitely as anglers need to do something about it.
Too valuable of a resource to waste. Let's hear it for Greg Hackney. Dodged a big one there. Good, comfortable there? All right, let's keep them rolling through. I know you're going to get loud for our next angler. He's a 5-time Geico Bassmaster Classic qualifier, a 3-time Bassmaster winner from Paducah, Kentucky, Mark Menendez. Mark Menendez started today with 52 pounds and 10 ounces. And said he was changing it all up today. Put all his chips on the table and gambled a little bit today. One fish for 3 pounds, 8 ounces. Gives him 56 pounds and 2 ounces. But let's hear it for him making a championship round appearance in front of his hometown crowd. Well, this morning you did say, look at the deck of my boat. Everything's different than you've seen all week. I'm going to do something totally different than I've done all week, and you definitely did that, Mark.
Yeah, I didn't catch 5, Dave. I sure didn't. But I had a great opportunity this morning. I pulled up on one of my favorite little places where they come out quick, throwing a Strike King plug, and about a 5-pounder eats it. Comes up, and he says, hello, Mark. See, you got to go. So I made a loop around. I came back, and I fired right back there about an hour later, and one of his twins eats it. And when he comes up and jumps, he flipped a fin to me that time, Dave, and there were 5 or 6 others with him in that 5 to 6 pound category. So that's how my day went. I had a real opportunity there. It just didn't work out. But I'm just thrilled to make it. I tell you what, I want every finals to be on Mondays. We've done this 3 times, and I've been in all 3 of them so far, Dave. So it's I think we need to have them on Mondays, and look at this great crowd on a Monday. So it's great to be here at home. Running up the lake this morning, just got choked up then, got choked up going up the lake. All the great memories here, all the wonderful memories, all the learning, all the big fish catches here. And we all do need to band together, just like Greg said, with this carp issue. It is very serious. We can do this as one. We need to do this as one. I urge everyone to contact their senator, their representative, and bug them to death. Bug them. Bug them like you want autographs from the pros up here. Bug them. I'm just kidding about that. But bug them and bug them and bug them. And maybe the squeaky wheel will get some noise. So please do that. Contact your people, and let's do that. But, Dave, there's one thing else I got to say. I only caught 1 today. But there's a beautiful little lady right there. Little brown-haired lady right there, Miss Melissa Wilson. I love you. Thank you for being on my corner. And I caught something good today. I've got her caught, I hope, and I'm good to go for a long time. I love you, sweetheart.
That's a Bassmaster classic right there. All right, let's keep them rolling through. No stranger to Elite Series titles. He took one on this very body of water. He's a former Elite Series Rookie of the Year from Lakeland, Florida. Big Fish Bobby Lane. Started the day with 53 pounds and 12 ounces. Needs 15-13 to knock his Berkeley teammate out of the hot seat here. Looking for 15 pounds and 13 ounces. 14 pounds, 12 ounces. He moves into second place with 68 pounds and 8 ounces. Tennessee, give me a little love for Big Fish Bobby Lane. $68 pounds and 8 ounces. You move into second place, just a pound and an ounce short of the overall lead being held right now. And so many anglers, I mentioned this morning, so many anglers that have, such rich history on this body of water, that everybody picks, and you're one of them coming into this, but so many of those guys faltered. And it seemed like we had a new cast of characters in our top 12 this time around because it changed so much. But you obviously proved that you changed with the fish.
This week it wasn't a grind really, because the shad spawn in the morning was phenomenal. I mean, it got me off to a good mental start. I'd have 5 in the live well within the first hour every morning. I just swim in a 4x4 jig down marinas, and it didn't matter which marina you went to. You just had to be there early, and you could get a limit. And the second day I caught 18 pounds doing it, but you could get off to a good start, and then you could go flip the bushes for 1 or 2 bites. But they would automatically cull if you caught one. But yeah, I mean, this week it wasn't a grind at all catching fish for me in the mornings. But of course the size wasn't there. But what a great event. I mean, Kentucky Lake's strong. I mean, I figured out a little frog bite this afternoon, and it was absolutely fun. I didn't have much at all, and lost a pretty good fish and caught 2 nice ones. And those fish were in half a foot of water. So you had to keep an open mind out there all week. I want to thank Scott Slosher for giving me his cabin this week. I was staying up in no man's land up there, and I didn't have cell service all week, so that really wasn't the worst thing in the world either. I just wanted to make sure the alarm clock worked. But I'll never forget 2009 when I won here. That was my only Elite Series win. It won't be my last for sure, but, that Phoenix Yamaha was amazing this week. The power poles were key. I mean, you could see a fish shallow, drop your power poles, throw the frog up there, you could catch him. I flipped spider wire all week long in them thick bushes, and, just swam a jig around with Abu Garcia. I wanted to thank them for sponsoring this event, Berkeley and Abu Garcia. It's an amazing company, and what a wonderful crowd for a Monday. I'm excited. Yep, thanks, guys. I got a turn and burn. I got an Eastern Open to fish over in North Carolina, and the tournament starts Thursday. So we're going to put that Toyota in gear and get rolling. But I want to say hi to my wife and kids, and I'll be calling them as soon as I get service. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate it all.
Congratulations on another great finish. Our next angler, let's get him rolling through. Continues the West Coast pattern that's been very, very strong in this event. Originally from the West Coast, now makes his home in Russellville, Arkansas. He is a two-time Bassmaster Elite Series champion, Freddie Boom Boom Rubanis. Started today with 53 pounds and 13 ounces. Showed incredible intestinal fortitude yesterday to stick with the bait that got him here. Looking for 15 pounds and 12 ounces to take the lead away from Josh Bertrand. Looking for 15, 12. 16 pounds, 8 ounces. A brand new leader and Freddie Boom Boom Rubanis. With that, we say goodbye to Josh Bertrand. Let's hear it for him. And we say hello to Freddie Boom Boom Rubanis. An incredible last few weeks you got going here. Made back-to-back Sunday cuts, Monday cuts, whatever day it is. Championship round cut. You've had an incredible – I bet you don't want this next week off.
Man, it was weird. I didn't even realize this until this morning. Tripp came to me. He's all, you fished the last 14 of the 15 days. I'm like, because we had one day of travel here. So, but anyway, I really got to thank a lot of people real quick. First of all, Eric Nichols, he used to work for Bass. He's put me and my caddy, Jody, which I got to thank him as well, up. He's going to have a lodge here soon. So I just want to thank y'all both so much. Couldn't do it without my caddy and couldn't do it without staying at Eric's house. Just makes it comfortable. And then I'm back with Triton Mercury, got Garmin Electronics, used Panoptics all week. If you guys have not seen Panoptics, it's unbelievable. Because right now there's so many different species of fish that live in this lake. If you can target shad and you can see the fish around the shad, guess what? Those are the bass. And that's what I did. I used an Optimum Baits Boom Boom swim bait, my own signature bait that I helped design. And I used a ghost minnow, took a little chartreuse. We're going to end up coming out with a color called Kentucky Killer because it was awesome. They ate it good. I wish I would have caught 2 more fish on it. I'm using my iRod, not Magic Stick, my crank launcher. It's actually a crankbait rod for Kentucky Lake, or any of these offshore lakes for giant crankbaits, but it works perfect on that swim bait. Using the Arachnid by Cabela's Reel. It's a wide spool bait caster. I went with an 8-to-1 ratio. Normally, when I'm throwing a swim bait, I would never tell someone to do that. But the reason being is when they were hitting it so aggressive, they were coming towards me, and I wanted to be able to keep up. So once I hooked a fish, I never lost one all week up until today. I did have one good bite. Now, I never got more than a crank on that one, so I can't really say I lost that fish. But, gosh, I got to thank Iron Cross Automotive, Cargo Glide, Lucas Oil, one of my new sponsors, CMMG. I got the greatest list of sponsors, and I'm just so thankful. And thank you guys all for coming out here. And thanks to Bass for coming back to Kentucky Lake because it seems to treat me well.
Treat you very well, and you're not going to go anywhere. Load our hot seat, our brand new leader. But right away, you're going to face one of the legends of the sport. Let's get him rolling through. He's a 16-time Geico Bassmaster Classic qualifier, a 9-time Bassmaster winner from Gainesville, Florida. Oh, golly, it's Shaw Grigsby. Shaw Grigsby, fishing with the most famous grandson of professional bass fishing, Bryce, of course. Started today with 54 pounds even. Started today with 54 pounds even, looking for 16.6. 3 fish today for 6 pounds, 10 ounces. A little short here on the final round, but let's hear it for Shaw Grigsby to make it here to Championship Monday. Shaw, you're here on Championship Monday, an event that, that really threw a monkey wrench into a lot of people's plans, really. And unfortunately, a tough day today. But was it risks you were taking out there, or is it just didn't pan out?
Sometimes, you do play with different things and try different things. And, I went to a totally different area today that I traditionally have caught fish in, but I haven't practiced or anything. There was just always people in the way, and I just didn't ever go there. So I went today, and I caught 2 right off the bat, and have one come off the bank and eat it, just put a big old wake, and I set the hook, but it's coming right at me, kind of what Freddie was just talking about, coming right at me, and I set the hook, and I should have just waited and let it swim on by and jack it up, but I missed it. So that was the only real disappointment today, and then the rest of it was just Dinkville and not catching keepers. So I pretty much burned all my bush. I was using that Lowrance Electronics HDS unit, and I'm marking where I had bites and where I had fish because, they're spawning. And so if you get a bite on a bush, he's going to probably be there when you go back. And I pretty much ran out of all my bullets. Every bush that I had marked, I go, well, I already caught that one, all right, yeah, I got that one, or that one's too small. So I just did what I could do today. I was using this new bait, and I brought it up here. It's a new mag cut-R worm from Strike King. It's awesome. You're going to love it, even though he's not sponsored by it. But anyway, but it's just that good a bait. It really is. And so yeah, it's gone. It's gone. Anyway, and I just tell you, it was great being out there Triton and Mercury and having a good time. And I was using 25 Seaguar flipping fluoro and 30-pound flipping fluoro back in those bushes because sometimes you'd have to jump a 5-pounder over 3 bushes and pull him through stuff and get him out. And so I just don't worry about it with Seaguar line. So Trocar hook and that worm was the number one. I used a Hack Attack heavy cover swim jig from Strike King with a Rage Bug trailer, and I used a swim bait, one of Strike King's Rage swimmers. And that was usually when I saw one on a bed. That they just don't like that swim bait around them. They think it's a fish coming in to eat it. So it's just like it's instant. So that's what I did. That was my combination, all of them with that 25 and 30 flipping fluoro from Seaguar and the Trocar hooks, and pretty much that was the whole game plan. I just didn't get other than that one that waked the bait, just really pushed up a big wake. That's the only shot I had at a big one today.
So I want to congratulate you on another championship round performance. But before you leave, I have to talk to Bryce. Bryce, what do you think of Shaw's performance here this week?
He did really good.
Wow. That's strong. That's strong.
Yeah. So I show up here, and all of a sudden he comes running down to the boat. I had no idea he was even coming in, which is cool. So my grandson came in. My granddaughter is here with my daughter. I don't see him. Oh, way back in there waving. So she's about this big.
They actually just threw her up in the air so we could see her, actually.
Yeah, right she is a pistol. All she wants to do is get in that Triton and drive the boat and push every button on my Lowrance and every button on my console. We were trying to keep her from pushing the power button so that the aerators would stay on for my bass. We're like, no, don't do that. But I showed her where the horn is. And once she found that, she really likes that because that makes some good noise. So anyway, I get to have a family on the ride back. So thank you, guys.
That's truly what life's all about. Thank you. Well, you got a lure out of that, dude. I mean, you got a lure. I mean, he could have knocked you off, and he gave you a lure.
I know. That was so nice, Shaw. Thank you.
All right. You want me to bring to the next guy?
Yeah, let's see if he's got a lure.
All right. I'm sure he's got a few. Let's get him rolling. He is a former Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year. A 4-time Bassmaster winner from Lake Quivira, Kansas, the Chap Attack, Brent Chapman. Brent Chapman started today with 54 pounds and 13 ounces. Looking for 15.9 here today. Four fish today, 11 pounds and an ounce, puts him in 5th place with 65 pounds and 14 ounces. Let's hear it for Triton Mercury Pro, Brent Chapman. $65 pounds and 14 ounces, and Made it all 4 days, and that's always the goal from the start.
Yeah, it really is. You know, I came up one fish short today. I was really expecting a big bag today. I thought I had a shot at winning this, especially after yesterday morning. But you know what? If you're going to have a tough day, it might as well be on championship day because, you know, you can only fall so far, and you're going to get good points regardless. So I had a blast out there, and, you know, the crowd's been great. And I'll tell you, I put the hook gear to work this week with the rain gear. It's nice to put the rain gear back in the rod locker, put the sun gloves on and the buff, but it's been beautiful weather and another great finish, and I'm going to have good points heading into Lake Travis.
We've watched a lot of anglers on live, and it seemed like, you know, there was guys who stuck to one bait. It was two different guys. There was two different types of anglers, people who stuck with one bait or a couple of baits, and then there was incredibly versatile guys that seemed to catch them on everything. Where were you in that mix?
I caught them on a variety of baits. Today I caught them on 4 different baits, but, you know, my primary deal for the week was the shad spawn deal early, and you got to get out there bright and early. And I caught them on a vibrating jig and a spinner bait early, and then I'd go flipping a little beaver bait and a creature bait. And, you know, Shaw said it pretty well. I was listening to him that those fish that flipping were probably bedding fish because everywhere I caught a bite, you know, I had it GPS, or I had a bite in practice, I had it GPSed on my Garmin, or if I'd catch a fish in the tournament, I'd go back to those waypoints, and typically if fish are replenishing themselves, you can catch more, and it just didn't. So that tells me they were spawning. And then Kentucky Lake is famous for, you know, hear these guys talk about they'll be in the bushes one day and then on the ledges next. And, you know, today I actually caught 2 cranking out on the bars and ledges, and I never had a fish flipping today. So it tells me these fish are really in transition. They're moving. I'd love to get out there and run the Triton up and down this thing again and start cranking some of those ledges. I mean, I've got waypoints, you know, on my Garmin from the dam down to New Johnsonville. And, you know, that's a neat thing. You know, if you have a GPS unit, you always want to save your waypoints. And over time, you know, we've been here a bunch of times. So, I mean, I've got 1,000 waypoints on this place. And it helps you when you put a pattern together or when you have to change, you have somewhere to go. You know, you can go back and start to fish that history. And that's what I did this week. And, you know, I had the 5th fish on today, and unfortunately it came unbuckled. But, you know, I'm really happy with my finish this week and looking forward to a couple days at home with my lovely family. You know, I got to say a big thanks. You know, we all thank our sponsors, and we love our sponsors for sure. But I got to thank my beautiful wife and my kids. I mean, I'm very fortunate that they get to travel the country with me, but they're troopers. You know, they help me get around the country and get up bright and early with me and support me. And I know they're looking forward to a couple days at home. So we're going to take the Toyota and head towards Kansas City, and then we'll see you next week at Texas.
I want to congratulate you. Great finish. But before you leave, I have to ask, I mean, Shaw gave him a lure. Do you have anything for Freddie?
No, I don't have any lures for Freddie, but I will say this. Freddie gave me a frog, and he knows I like to frog fish, and I returned him the favor. I caught one on his frog. I got to say, Fred's frog's pretty impressive. If you guys like to frog fish, it's got a cool little piece of Velcro or something on it, and it's a pretty neat deal. If you haven't had a chance, check out Fred's frog. I'm sure he'll tell you much more about it. But I caught a nice fish on it a couple weeks ago, filming one of our shows, Pro versus Joe, so that'll make the TV show for sure. So it looks like, being that he's sitting there, I needed to get a bait from him.
Well, want to congratulate you on a great finish. And what we just learned there, ladies and gentlemen, is if a professional angler doesn't have a lure to give you, he'll give you a sponsor plug. I mean, just like that. I mean, he'll promote your sponsors. All right, let's keep them rolling through. Our next angler has made multiple championship final rounds, looking for his first Elite Series title. He left the lucrative world of long drive competition golfing to join us on the Elite Series. From Dadeville, Alabama, Kelly J. Started the day with 54 pounds and 15 ounces. And lit up the scale early and often. He's looking for 15 pounds and 7 ounces to take the lead. 18 pounds and 7 ounces. With 53 pounds and 6 ounces, we have a brand new leader in Alabama's Kelly J. With that, we say goodbye to Fred Rabanis. Let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen. And we say hello to our brand new leader, Kelly J. Let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen. 73 pounds, 6 ounces. And Kelly, I mean, you called this from day number one. You said if the sun shines, I feel pretty confident I'm going to catch him. And you caught him every single day the sun shined.
Yeah, I just needed that second day, man. That rain, it just killed me. I mean, you can't win one of these deals with 11 pounds one day. I mean, I'm fortunate to come back and make a run at it, but overall, I was fishing the way I wanted to. I caught my fish on a jerk bait, a Mega Bass 110 jerk bait all week with a ALX Kelly J Signature Series jerk bait rod. You can get the jerk baits at marksoutdoors.com. That's actually where I get mine. I'm not sponsored by them. I buy them just like you do. So they're good jerk baits, and I caught all my fish on them this week. I had a good tournament, and, you know, however it shapes out, whatever, I got some good points and going to get a paycheck. So I do want to shout out to Busby Baits. That's a new plastic sponsorship that I just signed with, and I'll be with them till the remainder of this season. Check them out, BusbyBaits.com. And the Jinko Fishing family, right here local. We stayed with them this week, and they catered to me and Jesse Wiggins, and we ate and we gained weight all week. So I want to thank them, too. They don't only good folks, they make good baits, too.
I want to congratulate you in a great event, but don't go anywhere. Have a seat in our hot seat. Our next angler, let's get him rolling through. He's an 8-time Geico Bassmaster Classic qualifier. He has 4 Bassmaster wins, and he is the 2007 Geico Bassmaster Classic champion from Gunnersville, Alabama, Boyd Duckett. Boyd Duckett weighed in the biggest bag on day number 2, 24 pounds even. And after a rough day number 1, he has not looked back. He has blistered the scale. But today, 8 pounds, 8 ounces gives him 64 pounds and 9 ounces. He moves into 7th place currently, but making it here to Championship Sunday is truly something to celebrate. Boyd, man, what an incredible tournament. I mean, if it was those middle 2 days, there would have been no competition. But this one, I think it can't be overstated how much the water and conditions and anglers have had to change, not just in the tournament, but from day 1 of pre-fish to what this lake looks like now. It seems like very rarely we go somewhere that's constantly changing as much as it did here this week.
It has. You know, it's been a change every day, kind of a grind, you know, to figure out what to do every day. And the guys that made the right adjustments, they're the ones that are you know, here today and on top, and it's going to end up winning this thing. Today, for me, you know, I actually had 7 quality fish on, and it was one of those really bad execution days. I lost 4 that I really badly needed. That happens to everybody in fishing, but we still get a chance to whine about it when we get a minute. So, but it's just been, I couldn't make the adjustments today to get back on the big ones. Want to give a quick shout out to Triton Boats, Mercury Marine, Yamamoto Vicious, Rattle Trap. You know, we're going to be back here in 3 weeks for the Triton Owners Tournament. So anybody that's got a Triton, make sure you sign up for that. That Owners Tournament's awesome. And I had a great week. You know, we got these big head carp out here, and we're all focused on these, well, silver carp, these big head carp. And I want you to know that on behalf of the anglers, a lot of us, we're going to do all we can to try to find some way to get some help to do something with these. Still a great fishery. There's a lot of bass out here. You know, they're an annoyance, but they do need to be dealt with, and I know I'm gonna work hard on it, and all of us to try to find a way to help cure this. So y'all keep your head up. We'll get Kentucky Lake back like it's supposed to be.
Always great to have you here. Let's hear it for Boyd Duckett. This next guy's pretty good.
Yeah, he's a hammer. All these guys are hammers. You never know who's going to bring in 30 pounds or 20 pounds. I mean, there's no telling.
Really is no telling, but he brings it in a lot.
Often. He takes my money a lot.
Yeah, let's take some of his money. How do you feel about that?
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's find out. Roll him through. One of the most feared names in professional bass fishing. 14-time tournament winner, 5-time Bassmaster winner. Get loud from Park Hill, Oklahoma, Jason Christie. And right now, I just said a little prayer and thank the world for blessing Jason Christie with long legs because that would have been a long leap. 56 pounds and 5 ounces coming in today, looking for 17.2. 15 pounds, 3 ounces. He moves into second place with 71 pounds and 8 ounces. Let me hear it for Jason Christie. $71 pounds, 8 ounces, and we always talk about it. Just go into the final round with a chance, and you definitely had that out there today. But this tournament has seemed, it's amazing how much it's changed day after day. Have you changed with the fish, or has what you're doing just played out the whole way through?
No, there's people out there that watch Bass Live thinks that guy, that's all he knows how to do is flip. That's all I've done all week is flip. And, if you look at the weight, 71 pounds, you think, God, that guy caught the heck out of him. No. I mean, I think the most bites I had in one day was 8. The last 2 days I've had 3 with, 45 minutes left to go. I just put my head down. All week I'm just flipping bushes and trying to find some of those deeper bushes, flipping a young Christie critter, which is one of my favorite baits this time of year after they spawn. And, you had to use big line. I caught a 5-pounder the second day way back in there. I was using 25-pound sunline shooter, and you just had to horse them out. I lost a big one yesterday, but after practice, I was a little worried. But usually those are the events I do better in because I just put my head down, I get one rod on the deck, and I go flipping. So, it was a great week for me to be in the top 12. Didn't mean to hit you there. To be in the top 12 and get a good finish after last week at Grand Lake. It feels good to be back in the top 12.
It's awesome to have you back in the top 12, and always great to have you here. Let's hear it for Jason Christie, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's roll through our next angler from Auburn, California. Truly one of the greatest to ever play the game. He is a 19-time Geico Bassmaster Classic qualifier, a 9-time Bassmaster winner, the 2007 Toyota Bassmaster Angler of the Year, and the 2009 Geico Bassmaster Classic champion. Get loud for Skeet Reese. Skeet Reese was on cruise control the first 2 days of this tournament. Hit a speed bump yesterday, but it looks like he may have rallied back on Championship Monday. Started the day with 58 pounds and 12 ounces. 58 pounds and 12 ounces to start the day. Looking for 14 pounds, 11 ounces. 17 pounds, 10 ounces with 76 pounds and 6 ounces. Skeet Reese once again takes the lead. Let's hear it from you, Tennessee. With that, we say goodbye to Kelly J. Let's hear it for him, ladies and gentlemen. A great finish. And we say hello to Skeet Reese, your brand new leader. 76 pounds and 6 ounces. And Skeet, probably the most overused word in fishing is grind. It's a word we associated with you way back as the grinder, and now I hear it 50 times during a weigh-in. And I always, every time an angler comes up here and talks about a grind, I feel about the dude that's in a computer somewhere working, and he thinks, I'll show you a grind. But truly, the last 2 days, you have ground every bite you could out of this lake.
I have, and I wish I'm still leaving here scratching my head because not being able to catch a limit the last 2 days, it's going to be, it may be my demise. And obviously, I pulled up Bass Track like all of you when I got into here. And that dude right behind me, he's got 5, which I didn't like. I was hoping he had like 2 fish today. But anyways, it was for being on really on nothing in practice, and to be able to be here and standing on stage on a championship Monday, which is not, gotta get used to saying that. It's a great place to be. I really did. I grounded out. My number one bait this week wound up being a Lucky Craft Magnum SKT. It's a giant square bill. these fish are not eating little threadfin shad out here. They're eating big gizzard shad. They're eating carp. They're eating all that. So I really did key in on the big baits this week, and that SKT Magnum was catching them in practice. I caught some 4s and 5s, maybe some 6s on it, and I wound up catching a few good ones this week on it as well. And I got Zaldane. I got to give him props for, we swapped information all week long, and I was catching him on the big square bill. He was on a big swim bait. And so I threw the big swim bait today, and I caught a couple big ones on it. But, yeah, it's thrown on trilene, 100% fluorocarbon, the big square bill, 8-foot fiberglass rod. I caught a couple of fish on a Berkeley Power too, but it was kind of junk fishing, but chasing the shad spawn. The whole key for me this week was trying to find, shallow water points, pea gravel that had deep water access close by. Those fish would just pull up and then back down. And, unfortunately, I just didn't get on the shallow bite, except for yesterday. I forced myself to go shallow, and I caught a couple. But today with the wind, I thought the wind today was going to be my friend, and because most of the time when you're bass fishing, it helps, especially this time of year. So I chased the wind today, thinking for sure I'm going to get number 5, and I still got 4. If you didn't notice that. But anyways, I had fun, and it was fun. So it goes back to Autism Awareness Week or month. And John Cruz got this going for us. It's Fishing with a Mission, Eli Delaney, and you know all too well about autism. But it started out as I'm going to donate $10 a pound for every pound I catch. Well, they wound up. Trocar jumped in, Dix jumped in, General Tire jumped in, you jumped in, half the JM crew, the guys that are filming this, jumped in. So, and I just got text. So I think we got up to about $100 a pound today. So. I don't know, what was my total? What do we got? I don't even know how much weight I got.
All right, let's go back and look. We'll look at your total right now is 76 pounds and 6 ounces. That's a lot of money, my friend.
If I equate that, that's about $7,600 we just raised. So pretty cool. I'm proud of that.
Very cool. Well, Skeet, you can sit there for a few seconds, or you can stand over here. It's not going to be a very long wait. That's the good news. Let's roll through our final angler. He is a 17-time FLW Cup qualifier, a former Geico Bassmaster Classic qualifier, a 3-time FLW Tour champion, a former Bass Pro Shops Bassmaster Open champion from Spring City, Tennessee, Wesley Strader. 3 events into his Elite Series career. He is looking to taste Elite Series victory. Boom, shakalaka, giant bass. Started the day with 59 pounds and 9 ounces. And is looking to knock off one of the greatest to ever play the game, Skeet Reese, our tournament leader with 1 angler left to go. Oh, boy, Tennessee, that trophy may be staying here. We're about to find out. We'll find out if it's Skeet time or Strader time. At 59 pounds and 9 ounces, he's looking for 16 pounds, 14 ounces. 5 fish, all alive. 20 pounds, 11 ounces. 20 pounds, 11 ounces. And ladies and gentlemen, it's Strader time! Your champion with 80 pounds and 4 ounces, Tennessee. Let's hear it for one of your very own. $80 pounds and 4 ounces in 3 events into your Elite Series career. You are an Elite Series champion, my friend. How does it feel?
That feels sweet, dude. I'm telling you, this is one of them weeks. I probably get choked up a little bit, but this just solidifies me. You know what I mean? I'm always the bridesmaid, so this is one of them weeks where everything just it just went the right way. I mean, the first day I had 2 fish at like, I think 10 o'clock, and I had a little deal going up the lake way up north, and I turned that Ranger Red root around, and I let her eat, and I went up there, and in 10 minutes I caught a 6, a 4, and a 3 something. And then I spent the rest of the day just practicing because I knew I couldn't do much better than that. So I thought this was going to end up biting me in the hind end. And then the next 3 days, every fish I caught, the second day I caught every fish on a Bango blade spinnerbait and a PH Custom Lures crankbait off a road bed and on a shad spawn deal. So I started on it yesterday and caught a big one and another just good solid 3-pounder, and then it dried up. So I went to some docks. I usually catch them on some docks, and just by chance, I usually catch them flipping on them docks, but I couldn't catch them this week flipping docks. I don't know why, and I think it had a lot to do with the shad spawn. And so just by chance, I picked up that PH Custom Lures crankbait, and I throwed it under a walkway, and I caught a 5-pounder, and I went, uh-oh. Went to the next dock, I caught a 4-pounder, and I'm like, I got something dialed in. Well, today it changed again. I never caught one doing that. They moved out to the end of the piers under the floats, and I caught a limit pretty quick this morning on a Bango blade spinnerbait. And then after that, I put that pile flipping stick in my hand, that loose magnesium reel, and I went to the bushes, and I got on one stretch. It got hot, dude. It's one of those days I kind of say you never forget your first kiss. This is one of the days you never forget.
Let's hear it for him, Tennessee.
My best friend surprised me at the ramp.
Wesley, you have worked, you've had an incredible career. No, if somebody told you when you started this, everybody that gets in this, every one of us, our goal is I just want to fish for a living. And that's what makes it so special. But let's be honest. You came here, I joked with you this morning in the dock, incredible FLW career. But you came to Bassmaster Elite Series, and you're still doing the same job, but you're at a new factory, and you proved yourself as one to be watched.
I never changed jobs. I just changed companies, and, I love all my FLW people, but I love my Bass people, too, and, I've, ever since I've been 6 years old, I love fishing at 46 as much as I did 6.
A lot of times, people will shed tears on this stage, and people will say, wow, that guy was really happy to win. It's not about the winning. It's all the losses that they incur on the way here. Let's celebrate one of the best from Tennessee. You told me you love fishing as much at 46 as you do at 6. You're about to love it a whole lot more when we bring this trophy out.
Where's that big blue trophy? I want it now.
All right. I'd like to bring out our tournament director, Trip Weldon, to do the handoff and make this official. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Schrader time! Your 2018 Berkeley Bassmaster Elite Series Kentucky Lake champion, Wesley Schrader. We started with 108, cut it down to 50, 12 went out today, and now 1 remains, and the trophy stays in the great state of Tennessee as Wesley Schrader becomes a Bassmaster Elite Series champion. Let's hear it for Team Schrader. That says it right there, ladies and gentlemen. The incredible support system the Elite Series anglers have. And Wesley's an Elite Series champion. How does that feel?
You just don't even know how good. I can't put it into words. This man works harder than anybody I know. He's driven, he's ambitious, he don't quit. I admire him. I love him more than anything. I'd give him my right arm today, is what I told Ronnie Moore, for him to win this. It's not about winning for the family. I wanted it for him.
And he wouldn't have done it without you. Let's hear it one more time for them, ladies and gentlemen. Before you get whipped up by the media here, we got to talk some fishing here and break it down how this week played out. And when was the first time you really thought this might be the week that I get it done?
Yesterday, when I pulled up and I got that little dock deal figured out, I caught those 3 good ones. I said, I got something going here. And when I came in yesterday and everybody struggled quite a bit, I said, I think the fish are coming to me instead of leaving me, or vice versa. I was catching them before they was going out, or I was catching them when I was coming in. I was catching a few pre-spawners too. So, I got to thank Ranger Boats, Evan Root Outboards, Stan Sloan Zorro Spinnerbaits, Zoom, Pal Rods. Golly, bum, I got to look down. But the main one that I got to thank is Hell's Construction. Reed Seaton stepped up about 4 years ago and took a chance on me. I lost my deal, and Reed stepped up. And if you don't know what Hell's Construction is, they're the industry leader in the turf business. They actually done this Dallas Cowboys Stadium, the turf for the stadium, but they do complete stadiums. And it's a great company, a great man. I'm glad he took a chance on me, and this is as much as he as it is mine.
It's amazing to see what you've done here in just 3 events. One more time, let's hold that trophy high. Your 2018 Berkeley Bassmaster Elite Series Kentucky Lake Champion, Wesley Strader. We started with 108, cut it down to 50, and now 1 remains. It's Strader time! Your champion, Wesley Strader, comes to the Bassmaster Elite Series, and in just 3 events, tastes Elite Series glory. Sorry, he's got more to say. Sit down, it's awkward.
I want to just say, my dad couldn't be here. We had a friend of the family pass away. He was a great fisherman. His name was Eddie Cooper, and I wish Dad could have been here, but he wasn't because the funeral was yesterday. But Dad's the one that taught me to fish, and I owe everything to him.
It's amazing. Take your kids fishing. They might be on this stage one day. Congratulations. For the 3rd time of the 2018 season, we have a Bassmaster Elite Series champion. On behalf of the entire Bassmaster staff, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out here this week. We've had an incredible event, and I know we'll be back here again. Truly one of the jewels of bass fishing, Kentucky Lake. I want to thank Paris, Tennessee, and the whole state of Tennessee for hosting us here this week. You guys have been incredible. We'll take 1 week off, and then it'll be Toyota Texas Fest on Lake Travis.